What's up people, Saivo here. Today I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about the new gear that came with 5.0, the High-Daeva gear. We're going to talk about it in terms of where you get it, what's cool, what's not cool, how you get it, etc, etc. I'm going to try to keep it short and fresh for you guys, but I really want to cover everything that there is to know from now, 5.0, up until 5.1 when I'm going to be remaking this gear guide video, yeah? From the get-go, let me answer some of the questions that you guys have been asking me. Number one, am I still good? Am I still going to be viable in my old gear? Yes, you are. If you have a Makarna set or if you have an enhanced Hyperion set, you're going to be just fine. There's absolutely nothing to worry about that you haven't yet upgraded to the new gear. Oh my god. So just relax, play your game. You're going to be just fine. Second question is what are the caps for the new content? The caps for the new 4 new dungeons. I have to tell you guys that the caps are even lower than they were in Makarna, so there is absolutely nothing to worry about. The only reason why you would miss, or the only reason why you don't do as much per hit compared to how you did in Makarna, is because of the level difference in between you and the mobs or you and the bosses. Yeah, so there's nothing to worry about. If you were, capped in terms of Makarna stats, then you're gonna be just fine in terms of stats for the all of the new dungeons. Yeah, now let's get into the juicy part, the new gear, High-Daeva gear. There are a couple of differences, guys, in between the old gear and the new gear. One of them being that you cannot socket the new mana stones in old gear. Yeah, eventually you are going to want to have new mana stones on your gear, even if it's going to take you until 5.3, but it's still really nice to be prepared. So that's one very important difference. The other difference is that the new gear breaks when you enchant it, the old gear doesn't. So that means that classes that benefit really much from enchanting their gear, getting that extra physical defense, getting that extra attack, and so on, then those classes might want to keep their old gear for a longer period of time until they get their new gear to 3, 4, 5, plus 3, 4, 5, something similar. That's another difference. Other differences, obviously, the new gear is better in terms of stats. How much better? I'm not going to go into shitloads of math because it's going to take an hour if I do so. I have to tell you guys that not everything that's new is better. For example, these new accessories that we got from the campaign, they are pretty shitty. I will show you guys a few comparisons. For example, this ring, my crafted 65 ring, is better than my campaign ring, the High-Daeva one. Crit strike, accuracy, and HP, so 3 of the most important stats that you're looking for in an accessory, have higher values on my crafted 65, and my crafted 65 is not even the best proc, yeah, so you can acquire it quite easily if you want to. The earring, for example, this one is better as well by quite a large margin. My crafted earring is the best proc that you can have, so yeah, obviously it's better. Of course, the new accessories give you pluses to your stats, to your skills, but a +1 to face smash and a +1 to illusion chains, for fuck's sake, is not worth it at all. The fact that I'm gonna be losing 3 accuracy, for example, 30 something HP, and 1 crit strike. Yeah, I just don't find it useful at all. All that I gain is a bit of magic suppression and a bit of spell resist. But who gives a fuck about magic suppression in PvE, and who wears campaign earrings in PvP? So yeah, they are pretty pointless. I just wanted to get these out of the way. Cool. Now, in terms of other gear, the very juicy part is that we have 4 new dungeons and lots of mobs and named bosses in open world. Now, all of these things give you new gear, High-Daeva gear. I will start from the shittiest and we will go up to the best gear possible at the moment. Yeah. First of all, let's start with the enhanced version of Adma and Teobomo Slab. Now, that gear there is for 100% beginners. I don't recommend any of you that have been playing the game for some time to even bother with it. I think I have a great sword of that in my bag. I just keep it for skin because the great sword itself is pretty freaking bad. Yeah, it's just beginner gear that I do not recommend anyone investing time and money into. Yeah, so let that gear be for the new players. It's a very nice and easy, super fast way for them to get some High-Daeva gear that they can eventually build up upon. Yeah, so if you're a new player, new version of Theobomus Lab and Adma. Just go there, apply to any group. It's basically the new Rentus hard mode. Everyone does it non-stop for the XP and the items to disenchant. It's really fast, so go ahead and do it. Next in line after Adma slash Theobomus gear is the Arkell gear, the gear that you get in Arkell's Hidden Space. Now, this is a pair of shoulders from there. As you can see, comparing it to my Makarna piece is actually not even better for all of the stats um, than my Makarna. So definitely not worth it at all. I do Arkell's Hidden Space for fun. It's quite a fun and refreshing dungeon to do, and obviously to disenchant this new High-Daeva purple for crafting mats, money, or enchantment stones, whatever floats your boat. Even skins if you like them, yeah? Always when you look at High-Daeva gear, you also have to scroll and see if it has any bonuses, for example, like pluses to your skills or increased damage to specific mobs. Yeah, so always look for that because that's actually really important. Yeah, if I wear the Arkell's gear now at 66 until 73, I'm not even gonna get the full stats, and the full stats are even shit. So no point in investing time and money in this particular gear, not even better than Makarna. Yeah. After Arkell, guys, comes the ancient coin set. Yeah, almost forgot his name. I have myself this ancient coin set. Personally, do not use it, but I still have it because why not? I just wanted to try how easy it is to make it to plus 10. One thing to talk about is that Arkell gear and Theobomo slash Adma gear kind of breaks when you want to enchant it. Ancient coin gear kind of doesn't. I bought the full set. Speaking of ancient coin gear, yeah, I bought the full set of ancient coin gear. I started with my jerkin. It failed from 5 to 6, but then every single other piece went to plus 10 without a single fail. That was my experience with the ancient coin set. I wish you good luck in your experience if you want to get it. Now, this is better than Arkell. As you can see at the moment, I am actually wearing the Arkell piece, and you can see that it gives indeed fewer stats on, right here under the bar, 26 attack compared to 28 attack, but you have to keep in mind that this one gives another 6 attack if you condition it. Conditioning is very cheap if you have the whole set. You can just condition it all at the same time with 20 million kina, and it lasts you quite a long time. Yeah, so in total this one gives 32, this one gives 28. It gives more HP than this one, it gives everything more. So ancient coin gear better than Arkell, and quite frankly easier to get than putting together an Arkell group that may fail. And it's just a waste of fucking time to do this Arkell, as long as you want the gear. If you have other interests, be my guest and do it. Yeah, so ancient coin gear, I just compared it with Arkell. Pretty good set, pretty easy to get. Of course, if you buy all of the ancient coins, then it might be a little bit costly, but still pretty good stuff to get. Again, ancient High-Daeva gear, so let's scroll and see, does it have any bonuses? No, it is for level 70 compared to 73 Arkell. So yeah, it can be enchanted easily to plus 10. So if you're a class that benefits from the enchants, physical defense slash attack slash magic boost, whatever, then yeah, ancient coin better choice than Arkell. No skill bonuses and no damage to special mobs. Yeah, cool. Now finally we're getting into the juicy part of the video. We have two more things to talk about, guys. First of all, library of knowledge and the gear that drops there. I'm gonna tell you straight off the bat that is not by far the best gear that you can get in this content. So don't bother doing Library of Knowledge hardcore if you want just better gear. Yeah, that's not the best gear. The best gear that you can have is the one that drops from mobs slash bosses slash named mobs in the open world. Yeah, but we're gonna get to that at the end. First of all, just quickly, library of knowledge. What does it drop? It drops these kinds of things. Yeah, every boss drops 2 purples. The last boss drops 3. So you get these kinds of things, and you get mats. These kinds of mats: red, blue, green, purple, and you get these books as well. Books you get from the mobs. These 4 essences you get from bosses. Yeah, with these Sabatons of the Maze that have no mana stone slots and absolutely nothing on them, if you right click one of these fragments, you need 12, you're gonna make a crystal. You click these blue ones, you need 12, you're gonna make a crystal as well. So right now I have a blue crystal and a green crystal. If I use a book, I'm going to transform a green crystal into a green stone. If I use a blue book, I'm going to transform a blue crystal into a blue stone. Yeah, whatever that is. So if you want to enhance this pair of boots, then I'm just going to go to this guy. I'm going to go to plate and I'm going to buy myself the enhanced version. Wait a second, this is not the one I'm looking for. I'm going to buy myself the enhanced version of these boots. Where is the one that I'm looking for? I think this is the one. Yeah, this is just for the purpose of the video. As I said, this particular gear is not the best gear that you can have. And by the way, before we do this, Library of Knowledge at level 70 or under is such a chancy dungeon and kind of grindy, you know, because you need to kill at least some mobs to get to the right parts, that it's actually has very, very, very few motivation for me to do this particular dungeon. Whoever created this dungeon should be fired straight away from the get-go. Now, I love Arkell's hidden space. I just like the whole layout and I think it's fresh. I think it's 5.0-ish and I think it's 2016. Now, this piece of shite, this library of knowledge, I think this is 1999 stuff. You know, that should not be in MMOs these days. But hey, if you guys want to help a friend or if you like the skins very much, go ahead and do it. All of these mats that I talked about, even the books are tradable, so you can just do it for the mats and sell them on the broker. One thing I want to mention to you is very important. The 4 new dungeons, once you get past level 70 or 71, are going to be as easy as the upper forts. 5.0, the thing that we got in Europe and the thing that North America is going to get shortly, is not, oh my god, the content for PvE or PvP. It's actually 5.0, it's actually more fun to do PvP in open world than to do any form of PvE. Yeah, so you have to know that these 4 dungeons, there is no maximum pride in the fact that, you know, we finished them and we're doing them, or the gear inside them is not by far the best gear. But let's get to that part. That's a very juicy part. So we're gonna do this, and where's my subatons? We put the subatons there. There we go. We press OK, whatever. So we have a upgraded piece of library gear. OMG. So the upgraded piece of library gear. Obviously, it's better than my Hyperion boots. I never got the chance to get a full Makarna, but for example, let's equip a pair of ancient coin boots and let's see. Enhanced library gear is better a little bit than my ancient coin set. Let's compare stat by stat. This one is just for the purpose of the video, as I told you, so I'm just gonna use it as a skin later on. What do we compare? Let's compare HP, for example. Yeah, that's a good stat. HP 270 on the library boots and 268 plus another extra 43 on the ancient coin set. So already this piece is better than this piece. In terms of parry, for example, if you want to do a DPS set and you're using a great sword, parry 67, parry 64. Does it have any other parry? No, it doesn't. So as you can see, it is so little difference. 349 physical defense, and by the way, 349 physical defense, but you can add another 40 because this is really easy to get to plus 10, the ancient coin gear. Yeah, so that's already 389 compared to 371. So if you want to make this as good, it needs to be at least plus 2, and you can fail it after you've spent lots of time grinding for this shit or lots of money on the broker buying them. Let's again scroll and see, because as I told you, it's really important. Now this library piece deals 1% additional damage to mages and 0.5 to assassins. Now this is the most important part. Even though the ancient coins piece might be better, yeah, in terms of stats, this thing right here is priceless in 5.0. And this is the thing that we're going to talk um, next. So the extra damage to mobs, I'm going to show you right away. We're going to equip this library boots and we're going to head to the broker where I will show you which one is the best gear in game, and I will tell you also why really quickly. The best gear in game is the one that you get from mobs or bosses. Yeah, let's go to armor, plate, boots, and we're gonna compare them, for example, with this pair of boots that you get from let me make my UI bigger so you guys see everything. Those boots you get from drops, random drops in looking for group in the world, sorry, and basically you get lots of them. Because you can get lots of them, there's lots of them on the broker, so on and so forth. So man, this 92 UI, holy shit. Not weapon, we're not interested. Plate, shoes, cool. Let's do this. So my Sabatons of the Maze, first of all, this piece is not the best piece that you can possibly get. I'm going to tell you which one it is the best, and it's for gladiators. Yeah, so I personally cannot use it. This one is for level 73. The Sabatons of the Legendary Maze are for level 75. You have to always remember that, yeah? Comparing to Rune Tribe set, that is for level 70. So this piece is only going to be as good as it is in terms of stats when I'm going to be 75, and that's going to happen probably in 5.3. So think about that and be smart. I always say that. Now this piece is 73 with a level reduction of 1. So at 72 you get the full stats that it says here. This piece deals 3% additional to special form targets. I'm going to tell you what this is later. Now compare this sentence right here with this one. Let's say this one does 1.5% more to whatever fucking mages, yeah? This one does double the damage. So if you do a hit on a target of XXX number, then you're gonna do 3% more with this piece on, and you're gonna do 1.5% more with this piece on. Let's say it like that, absurd comparison. So obviously you can understand how shit this gear and all the other gear that we just talked about is compared to these world drops. This is the best gear that you can possibly get at the moment in AION, yeah, in terms of PvE. And since there's no new PvP gear until later on, then yeah, this is the best gear that you can get at the moment. So let me explain to you this particular piece. I'm not going to go into more detail. Obviously, you can see most of the stats are better on this gear than they are on this one. This gear should cost in a couple of weeks. It should cost about this particular piece is exactly like it is. This should be around 70-60 million. So obviously, instead of spending 60 million on crafting this, I'd rather spend 60 million on buying this and be a lot better DPS and have a lot better time. Now, dealing extra damage not only applies in instances, it applies in the open world as well. And since you're gonna be actually killing mobs for the next couple of months, then think about it. You will do double damage with this one compared to what you will do with this one, because this one does another 1.5%. Of course, it's not double damage, but it's 1.5% more with this one than it is with that one. On top of everything, library gear does not give you skill enchantments, yeah? So this one gives you a +1 to cleave. This is a gladiator, right? Now it can give you a +1, a +2, or a +3. That is the second priceless skill thing that this item gives you. Library of knowledge gear does not, yeah? So you guys get the point. It's extremely simple and it's very obvious to the eye. On top of everything, the stats are better on the world drop compared to what they are on the library gear, and it applies to every single piece, not only the boots. I'm just comparing boots because I just created these boots for you guys to see. Yeah, it applies to weapon and everything else. Library gear, Arkell gear, ancient coin gear, none of them give you pluses to your skills, and only library gear gives you plus to specific types of mobs. Now, what this mean, I'm going to tell you really quickly. Depending on how the item is named, incredible things are is gear that gives you to special damage to special forms. Now, special forms are mobs that are lizards or spirits or whatever. You can have this for warriors, mages, assassins, whatever you prefer grinding. If you have a favorite grinding spot, like I personally do, then you should look for gear that gives you extra damage to your preferred type of mob. It is extremely important because with this, you're gonna do, if you have 6 pieces with extra 3%, you're gonna do a flat 18% more damage. It doesn't depend on your, it doesn't depend on your magic boost, attack, etc. The damage that you do now, you're gonna do another 18%. Best thing you can buy in this game is this particular gear. This is also 75, hard to enchant, hard to make, pretty annoying dungeon to do, etc. While this one, I just need, for this particular piece, this guy is selling you at 120, a bit overpriced, not because this is bad, but because this is kinda bad, yeah? So if it would be a +2 to the skill, I would pay 120 million right away for his item, yeah? And if I would be a gladiator. Same goes with every single piece in every single category, whatever class you're playing. I guess that about wraps it up, guys. How is 5.0 treating you? I'm really curious to know how you guys are liking it. Obviously, it might not be the most, fun, let's go do it content, but 5.1 is gonna freshen up things by a lot. These dungeons are super easy. The higher level you are, the easier it's gonna be, and eventually when you're gonna be 70, 71, 72, these dungeons, library, Arkell, this is gonna be basically an upper fort run, yeah? Super simple and easy to do. I wish you guys enjoy your time in grinding. I wish you guys have found your favorite spots already. I wish you guys are level 70 somethings. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and lots of love.